Good morning, students. Welcome to our spiritual curriculum class. So today we are going to have a very interesting game. You said you would be having a discussion today. So today I'm going to introduce a new technique of discussion that is called fishbowl technique. Yes, fishbowl discussion technique. And I will be explaining you how are we going to play it. First of all, as you know, I have made all of you, some of you sit in the inner circle and some of the students are sitting in the outer circle. So I'm going to tell you a topic which is already written on the board. If you see, benefits of being an effective listener. So all of you will be given maybe 3 to 4 minutes to have a discussion on the given topic. So anybody, whosoever gets a point in the mind, you can take the mic and can speak your point. Once you are through, all the children who are sitting in the outer circle, they will be giving their feedback one by one. And once they are done, the children who are sitting in the outer circle, they'll come in and then they'll also have a discussion on the same. And children who are sitting here now, they'll go out and then they will be giving the feedback. So that's how we can have a discussion in a class in a very interesting manner. You know, some of the students, some of the people, they listen to only to their advantage. Yes, to get their answer. There are some people who listen to to fulfill their needs and their thoughts. But there are some who genuinely, when very carefully listen, that enhances the conversation and gives the satisfaction to the speaker. So today, let me just hear out some benefits of an effective listener from all of you. Are you all ready? Yes. Okay, so tell me who's going to introduce first. Okay, yes, here you go. Tushar, you may please come there.
Listening is an art that requires attention over talent, spirit over ego, and other over self. So, hello, my dear friends. Today, we the students have gathered here for the discussion on the topic benefits of being an effective listener through fishbowl activity. Here we go. So, I would like to put forth my first point is listening does not mean sitting in the silence. In the right moment, it makes sense to reply, to communicate what we are listening. So, the best way to do is by paraphrasing. By this, we not only give our friend attention, but also make sure that we are thorough with. Think so? Rightly said by Daita. Now, I would like to put forth my point of view. According to me, a benefit of effective listening is that it prevents misunderstanding. If a person listens to the other person's point of view clearly and carefully, like a good listener without interrupting, then it prevents misunderstanding and also leads to conflict resolution.
Well, my friends, the most fundamental thing of effective listening is curiosity. Until and unless you are interested or are curious about whatever is being told about, you will never be able to grasp or understand anything. Well, most of us have this thing in our mind or have this myth in our mind that we all know each and everything about our near and dear ones. Is that so? Yes, definitely that is so. But there are a hell lot of more things to discover about our loved ones. So we should always be an effective listener and we should always listen to the person whom we are talking to and then put forth our points.
I agree wholeheartedly with what Mayuk said, because I also believe that healthy communication helps to build new relationships and foster the old ones. If one is attentive to what the other person is saying, they are more receptive to their own ideas and notions about what is happening in the world. And this helps in laying such a steady foundation for the relationship to build on. And a healthy communication cannot be possible without a good listener. So that's it.
I would like to add another point to our discussion, that is, often we tend to make a mistake that we jump to conclusions and do not listen to what the person is saying. We are miles ahead of what the person is saying and we are often forming a response even before the person is done speaking. In effective listening, we stop our personal monologue and listen to what the other person is speaking. We are here and now in the present moment, which helps us to develop our concentration power and focusing skills.
My friends came up with very good points, but one thing which they have forgotten, that when we speak, we only repeat what we have listened. But when we listen, we try to reproduce new thoughts. We all have seen heated TV arguments. People are speaking like anything. They are not listening to others, One party is just suppressing and other is just thinking what to speak. A good listener is one who listen to each and every point and then make his argument and then make his decision.
Another important point is that you shouldn't interrupt. You should always give other chance to first of all let them speak their point and then keep our views. A good leader is always a good listener. So we should take our time and also give others their time to first of all speak their points.
Well, all of my friends just gave the benefits of being a good listener. Rather, I would just like to put up a point, that is a quality of a good listener. A good listener is always authentic. That is, the person becomes genuinely interested in what the speaker is speaking, so that the speaker even gets the interest on what he is speaking, and this develops a bond and a good relationship between the speaker and the listener. At the end, I would just conclude by saying that it takes a great man to be a good listener.
Thank you very much. So I'm very happy that the conversation or the discussion went on very healthily, and then I've learned so many points. So I just would like to get the feedback from the people, or from the children who were sitting in the outer circle. What have they got from this discussion? So shall we start with you, please?
Ma'am, I would like to say that all the points were explained in a very precise manner, and it was really helpful. And I was really impressed by Daita's point. Like she said, listening not only means that you only listen to the conversation, it also, and it only makes sense when you take part in that, when you be thorough in that conversation.
Thank you.
From my side, all my friends that are speaking in a such a way that a one speaker wants. So from my side, all the friends are speak a way that a speaker or a listener should be at. So I keep my point here and I passing my point to Sonalika. Thanks.
Ma'am, I'm really touched with Sarthak's point, because as he says is correct, because if we are a good listener, then our field of knowledge also gets wider and efficient. So I believe that we should all be a good listener.
I really liked all the points which were said by my friends, but I personally liked the point which was said by Nishita, that a healthy relationship with a good listener and a good speaker.
I like all the points told by my friends, but I really touched with the point what Mayuk said, that we have the mic, that we speak only for our interest, but we also need to listen what the other person is saying and need to understand their point of view.
Okay, so thank you very much for your feedback. Now all those who are sitting inside, you just give me your feedback. How was it?
It was really worthy, and as you know that we have been in pandemic since 2 years and there was no in-person communication or discussions, or we can say debates. So through this, whatever topic we take, we are able to grasp and understand each and everything in a much better way.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So now let's just swap our roles. Those who are sitting outside, they need to come in, and those who are sitting in, they need to go out. Yes, quickly. Okay, students. So I hope you enjoyed the first session. Yes, you gave your feedback, and I'm very happy that you are talking about the topic effective listener, and you were actually the effective listeners, because I know you listened to everyone very patiently and then gave your feedback also. Okay, so let's go on and let's listen to your viewpoints. What are the benefits or the qualities of being a good listener? Yes, here you go.
Ma'am, according to me, it is good to be a good listener, because it helps in resolving conflicts, because if we listen to others' point of view, then our conflict can be resolved in a few minutes. So I think that we should be a good listener.
Rightly said by Sonalika that it can lead solving conflicts, and if we are not solving conflicts, so it can lead to misunderstanding, miscommunication between two people.
Rightly said by my friends. I think that effective listening is the one of the key words which we all need to have, because we have to listen each and everyone and give our viewpoint after they finish with very patiently, and need not to interrupt them in between. If they are wrong, we can correct them afterwards when they are finished with their points.
From my side, it's very good to be a good listener first, then to act anything. And we need to adapt this habit of listening first in our life.
As we all know that communication is a great pillar for a good listener. So when we are in a middle of a conversation, we really need to meddle in the conversation or be thorough with the conversation and be a good listener. Like we need to share our viewpoints and also our opinions with everyone, so that everyone gets to everyone gets to stay with us and also share their viewpoints as well.
From my side, as Ansika said, that being a effective listener doesn't mean what you speak, but when you speak something, it means the other who are listening are so much attentive or doesn't. When we are teaching about this, when we're learning about this, we firstly absorb the listeners and the speakers, because without being an effective listener, a speaker or a leader can't become a great in this world. So I am passing the mic and to the ma'am so to conduct the next topics.
Okay, so thank you very much for the discussion. Now I'd like to ask the students who are sitting in the outer circle to give their feedback. You know, the discussion was very short and crisp. Yes, so let's see, what do you have to say about them?
The discussion was really well and crisp, as you said, and they were able to summarize each and everything which we know about effective listening. And I was really touched by his point that we need to be first attentive and be thorough through the listening so much that we can able to put our points and they are not distracted from the topic. So that's the thing which I got from this conversation.
The best thing which I like about this discussion, that actually get a chance to become what we are speaking about and what we are thinking. We actually got the chance to reflect what we are thinking and what we have done in this discussion.
I would like to request you to particularly give the feedback about this particular discussion, okay?
So this discussion was up to the mark, and it was of course the healthy one. Good, like everyone, how everyone told about the crux. It was also the healthy discussion as everyone participated, and it was also up to the mark. Like everyone participated, and it was pretty good. Like how everyone was keeping their points and telling the crux of what we discussed. I also like the point of Kripa that we should not interrupt in between. We should always listen to them first and then speak at the end. This makes always a healthy discussion.
It was overall a good discussion presented by everyone. Everyone kept their points. I personally agree with the point presented by Prableen. Like, first of all, we should listen to the problem given by other and then keep our points. I also got to learn many new things about effective learning, and I will also try to imbibe these in our daily life.
According to me, it was a good discussion as everyone got a chance to put forth their point. For me, Kripa's point was really nice, as she said that we should not interrupt when someone is speaking and listen to the other person carefully, and we need to put our point of view, what we think about that discussion.
I also really liked the conversation, but my only criticism was that sometimes it is good that the points are concise and short, but to set oneself apart, one can also elaborate on what they want to say, and that is my only little piece of criticism.
I really like the discussion which took place, but I also agree with her that the discussion could be more elaborate and everyone could have added a bit more to their points.
Personally, I don't agree to what Nishita and Vaishali said that that they should have elaborated things, because they were able to convey their message like in a short and crisp manner, and that was what was required. Because elaborating then that loses the interest of the listener, of course. And we are discussing here about being a good listener. And personally, I agree to Sonalika's point that if we are a good listener, then we can effectively resolve the conflicts. So that's all.
So thank you so very much to everyone, because I know it was a spontaneous discussion, and I do agree with the second round, second group, because most of the points were already discussed in first session, first round, so, and they did not want to repeat them, so they just added to what they thought. So that's fine, and that's agreeable. The only thing, through this short discussion, maybe for 15-20 minutes, we were able to know 15 to 20 viewpoints, that the benefits of effective listener are so many, that once we are a good listener, we can become not only a good orator, but also a good leader. Because one who listens carefully, adapts, accepts, and then finally is able to convey the same. And that's how the communication can go on smoothly. That's how, leaders are created, because leaders are actually expected to be good listeners, so that they can listen to everyone, and then accordingly they take the action which is a good situation, a win-win situation for everyone. So thank you very much for being a part of this discussion. I'm really very happy. Next time in next class, we'll meet with some other activity. I most preferably would like to go for the carousel activity, which is another discussion technique. And I'm sure and I'm very much expecting that you all would be liking it. Till then, see you. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.